Now, just another little concept here as we get into the basics of this. I was over in Bangkok, Thailand, and my wife and I were giving some seminars for the government over there. And as we came to the weekend, we decided we'd stay for a few days and be tourists. And how many of you have been to Bangkok? Anybody? And when you're a tourist, you get in a van, if you probably did, and you go around, you visit the golden Buddha, the jade Buddha, the reclining Buddha, the temple of the king, and so forth. And these are the, the tourist attractions. Well, this is the temple of the golden Buddha. Now, that Buddha there that you're looking at on the screen is 10.5 feet tall of solid gold. That's 5,000 pounds, 2.5 tons of solid gold. You know how much gold is an ounce? If you've ever bought earrings, you know what it costs. So imagine 5,000 pounds of gold. And it's worth about $196 million in terms of today's gold value. Now, I was there taking this picture. My wife was over taking another picture. And this picture that she took is which I don't have a slide of, but we have the picture, is a picture of a case. And in that case, there was a piece of clay. It was about 2 feet wide, 3 feet tall, about a foot thick. And it said in 1957, they did not know there was such a thing as a golden Buddha. They were moving this large clay Buddha from one side of Bangkok to the other, and as they went to pick it up, it slipped, and a crack went through it. They were picking up with a crane, and it slipped and hit the ground, crack went through it. So they lowered it back down, and the monk in charge of this was very distraught. He thought, oh my God, I've ruined this icon. And it started to rain, so they put a big piece of canvas over it, and he came out at night to see if it was staying dry. And when he shined a flashlight under the canvas to see if it was staying dry, something reflected back from in the light. He said, whoa, clay does not reflect light. That's very interesting. I wonder what's in there. So they chipped away in the back where it wouldn't show if they were wrong, and lo and behold, they discovered this golden Buddha. Now, the best theory was that 300 years earlier, the Burmese were attacking the Thais in Thailand, and what they thought must have happened was that the monks, knowing that this was coming, covered the golden Buddha with clay and painted it to look like a worthless clay Buddha. They also think all the monks were massacred during that war, and therefore no one remembered it was in there and took it back out again, so it wouldn't get spoiled as, taken as a spoil of war. So this Buddha, which was discovered, think of the word discover, means to take the cover off of something that was already there. Columbus didn't discover America. America was already here, okay? But the fact is, the cover came off, and here was this great thing inside. My wife and I were having dinner that night, and she said to me, Jack, that Buddha is a lot like all the people we work with in our seminars. Each of you is like this golden essence. You could call it a Christ consciousness, a Buddha consciousness, your divinity, your great wonder, child, awe, atmosphere, wonderment of life. You've got this incredible creativity that's inside of you, incredible intelligence, and yet what happens is it gets covered over with clay. Now, what's the clay? The clay is your self-doubt, your fears, the wounds you experienced as a child, and you get to the point where you're an adult, and it's like you're covered over with this stuff that blocks your natural radiance, your natural creativity, intelligence to come out. And so we're held back. A friend of mine said, well, what a lot of people do then, it's kind of like imagine a diamond covered by a ball of manure. Okay? Got the image? So you're the diamond. Here's the manure. All that stuff you accumulated growing up. And now no one wants to go around and say, hi, my name's Jack Canfield. I'm a ball of manure, right? But we can't get to the diamond because we don't want to go back through the pain that we might be required to release or the work of reframing our beliefs and our thoughts and so forth. And so what we do is we cover the manure with a layer of nail polish, right? So now we've got this false good covering the pain and the negativity and the doubt and the fear, but underneath is the diamond. And what we all have to do at some point is go back through the manure to get to the real essence of who we are. Because we've all seen people in the Armani suits and the Mont Blanc pens and the BMWs and so forth, and still there's something not quite right. There's an act going on rather than a natural. So you don't need to do anything to put more into you. What you have to do is take away what's not you, and then the natural brilliance comes out. Does that make sense?